Good.
Go. No.
What's up, everybody? Another episode of the.
Oh.
What?
Nothing. Go.
What's up, everybody? Another episode of the Joe and Joe Show. You have myself, Joe Rotunda, the assistant matchmaker for main events. Jolene Mazzone, head matchmaker for main events, and former NABF matchmaker of the year. Behind the scenes, we have Anthony Haynes. He's our millennial and producer. We have Alexis Sullivan. She's our creative director. And today we have our guest is Andre Rozier. He's one of the most underrated trainers in the sport today. Trained multiple world champions in Danny Jacobs, Saddam Ali, Dmitry Andrade, Sergey Derevchenko, and the list goes on. So, Andre, let's go. What's up, man?
Hey.
What's up?
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm just coming back from the park working the guys out.
Are you in a closet?
No, I'm in the basement.
Oh my God.
Nice. How has a lot of things changed and whatnot? Like since COVID, you guys aren't going to gyms or anything?
Well, our gym is really small. We have a basement gym, and it really doesn't have a lot of circulation going on. So
Right.
we chose not to actually go in until things definitely improved, and that's what we're waiting for now.
All right.
Is that the Saddam gym?
Yes.
Cool. All right, cool. We're gonna skip the small talk. We're gonna go right to our segment called the scorecards. So we're gonna go 6 rounds. I'm gonna tee you off on 6 boxing related topics, and you can either score a 10-9 in which you're in favor of that topic, or deduct a point in which you're not in favor of it. Cool?
Okay.
All right, cool. All right, first one, YouTubers fighting. You like that? If you like that, you scored a 10-9. If not?
10-7.
Oh, you love it.
No, 10-7. I hate it.
Oh, you're deducting.
I'm deducting, yeah.
All right.
Let me ask you a question. What is any different with YouTubers fighting than a 4-round fight with 2 guys with no amateur fights? What's the difference?
Well, first off, I don't want to see any guys that don't have amateur fights fighting anyway. So of
It
course,
happens all the time.
Yeah,
Sure, many of your guys fought guys with no amateur fights.
Well, no, that's not true.
It could be true because I think I made a match.
No, we fought guys that could fight. We didn't have that luxury.
I'm gonna challenge you on that.
Okay, get your Google ready.
I will. We'll be back to that. I'm gonna look it up.
All right, I want you to.
But all right, so hypothetically, you have a 4-round fighter who's making his pro debut, right?
Right.
I get an opponent for you. Andre, he has 10 amateur fights. Now, the guy you're training is green. He's had 20. What's the difference between that and YouTubers fighting? They're on the
YouTubers don't have any amateur fights at all. I mean, they go into a gym, they call themselves working out, preparing for a fight. 9 out of 10 times they haven't had one amateur fight at all, and they're using their YouTube status to gain the foothold in what's going on. I mean, you've seen those YouTubers fight. It's horrible. It's ridiculous.
They're on the same level. I've seen 4-rounders with 2 guys with no amateur experience.
Right. I mean, you're gonna find that, but you asked me about my guys first, so I told you about that. But
And I disagree with you.
in general, I prefer to see accomplished amateurs making professional debuts.
All right, this is your scorecard, so I'll let you have a 7.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Joe.
Cool. So Andre says, "Fuck the YouTubers."
There
Round
you
2.
go.
Triple G leaving Abel Sanchez for Jonathan Banks. You 10-9 now, or you deduct the point?
I actually 10-9 that. Triple G spoke to Abel. I think the complication arose when they spoke about money, and Abel didn't want the new percentage that Triple G was offering, so that was on him. But at least he did give him the respect to say, look, this is what's going on. I'm going to offer you this. If you have a problem with it, then so be it. So I'm in full favor of that. I'm strongly with that one.
All right, cool. Round 3, Andy Ruiz hiring Eddie Reynoso after leaving Manny Robles. I probably fucked Reynoso up, but you got it.
Well, my opinion on that one is fighters tend to blame anybody they can but themselves. They're the biggest bunch of wussies when it comes to accepting blame for what they do wrong. And we know Andy did not prepare for that fight. And it's hard to make a grown man do what he has to do, no matter what. It's going to be tough for Eddie to get Andy to do the right thing if he doesn't want to. I don't care who it is. It could be God. He has to want to work. He has to want to be in shape to perform at optimum levels. It seemed to me that he got happy with making that money, and he came in like a marshmallow man, and it was totally ridiculous.
All right, so we'll deduct the point.
Yeah.
All right, round 3, managers who get involved in training aspects of fighters.
If he's not a trainer, he need only be a manager. That's it.
Right. All right.
What about promoters who get involved with it?
Even worse.
Well, all right, go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, fuck it. All right.
Go ahead.
All right. Fighters that release footage of knocking out their sparring partners.
Totally disrespectful. Totally.
Right.
You're in there. If someone gives you the time of day to give you that extra work so you can be ready for a fight, and he just might be working, and you never know what goes on. It might be that he's just helping you out. How dare you take that footage and try to make him or belittle him with the fact that you might have had a better day?
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. We all agree on that one. Last round. Trainers who talk shit to the opponents of their fighters.
Let the fighters do the fighting. Let the fighters do the talking. The trainer need only say, we prepared for the fight. We're ready to go, and that's it. It's all about the fighters anyway. That's the bottom line. And people often think it's more about them than it is the athlete. And that's where I have my problem with most issues in boxing. It's not about us. It's about the fighter, making sure the fighter's ready, making sure the fighter's safe, making sure the fighter's prepared. It's not about us. It's not about my time. It's never that.
Agreed. All right, cool, man. That is the end of the scorecards. You did well.
Thank you.
So how'd you get into boxing?
Excuse me?
How'd you get into boxing?
Well, I loved boxing since I was just a little guy. And I used to go to the PL Center in Brownsville. And I used to just walk over there. My mother didn't know. She probably wouldn't have minded anyway. But and I just had a love for the sport. And when I got in the ring, it was even better.
Oh, did you fight too? Did you compete?
Yes, I competed as an amateur.
Oh, all right. In New York?
Yes, in New York, yeah.
Cool. Who's the first fighter you ever trained?
The first fighter I ever trained was a young man named Pedro Sanchez. He was from the apartment complex that I lived in, and he kept asking me, I want to go to the gym, because they knew I used to box, and they said he wanted to go and work out. So he pestered me to no end, and I finally decided to take him. He was my first actual fighter that I had in the gym.
Who do you think is one of the best promoters out there today?
One of the best promoters out there?
Probably Main Events.
Well, listen, the Main Events crew is really a strong and noteworthy crew. And literally, I would say Main Events top rank, Eddie Hearn. A lot of people don't like this, but I'll say PBC also. My thing is, when you make opportunities...
Wait. They're not a promoter.
Well, somebody's promoting.
He's not a promoter. He's a manager.
Okay, well, no, PBC, the issue is the promoter. I'm not talking about the management
Oh, so
behind
you're
it.
talking about PBC.
Right,
Okay, sorry, my bad. Go ahead.
right. So, I mean,
Well,
those are strong promotional entities, and they've been doing big things in boxing a long time.
yeah, definitely. All right, who's your number 1 and number 2, pound for pound, today?
Canelo, Alvarez, and Lomachenko.
All right, we can't even argue it.
I battle with Lomachenko and Usyk, but yeah, same shit.
No, I don't. You know what? I wanna say something. Usyk hasn't shown. He was a fantastic cruiserweight, but he wants to fight. He's fighting as a heavyweight now. I need to see what he has. He has to show me some real grit, and that he's ready to deal with the big boys. They've given him the podium, but I haven't heard him speak yet. So we have to hear what his speech sounds like, and then I can give you a better answer.
Who did he fight? Was it just Witherspoon? That was his heavyweight debut?
Just Witherspoon, yeah, on a short notice at that.
Yeah.
All right, stop hating. All right, so what happened with you and Danny Jacobs? The short version.
The short version is he screwed me.
Oh, damn.
So he didn't give you no phone call like Triple G gave to Abel.
No, I mean, if we would have had that talk, I would have been like, oh, you know what? Listen, I could do other things with other fighters. He gave me no phone call. He gave me nothing. We went through camp. We did the promotional tour, which everyone saw, and nothing. I mean, not one word after everything was done. And literally, this was the worst camp ever. I mean, I don't know what was on his mind. It wasn't like he was trying to be that guy, and he could have, because as you can see from the scores of the fight, it was very close. Danny could have won the fight, but I don't know. I just don't know. It seemed like it was just a setup, and I haven't heard from him since that fight.
What fight was that?
Canelo Alvarez.
All right.
So speaking of Canelo, if Canelo and Triple G3 happens, who do you see, how do you see the fight going?
Oh, easy victory for Canelo.
Easy, huh?
Easy victory. Easy victory. Triple G is showing the signs of wear and tear. I mean, I thought when Sergey fought him, I thought we won the fight, and he took a hellacious beating in that. It was a tough fight for both of them, but it was really tough for him. I'd never seen him in the positions he was in, and Canelo is just getting better. He really is just getting better.
Yeah. You also train Marco Huck, right?
Yes, we do.
And he's doing his thing at heavyweight. No more cruiser.
No more cruiser. Unfortunately, his mother passed away, and he was tending to her health care and needs, so he was back in Germany. We're waiting for him to actually come back to the United States.
All right.
You better talk to Trump. That might be a while.
Tell me about it.
Who do you like
agree.
him against? Who do you like him against in heavyweight? Like anyone in the top 10 or any of the champions or whatnot? I'm a huge Huck fan. Like when Huck was doing his thing at cruiserweight, I love Huck.
Joe loves guys.
Let me tell you something. Mark is one crazy kid. But there was things that we had to work on with him, and I was doing that before he left. So we still have some ways to go, because he can't make the same mistakes at heavyweight against these bigger guys. It's going to be his downfall, and I just don't like to go into a fight not ready.
You know who I like Huck against?
Who?
Jarrell Miller.
Oh, that would be interesting.
I think Huck would do just fine.
Has Miller
We have to work on a few of his defensive flaws, though, because sometimes he just Sometimes he just does things that will get you in trouble, so we have to work on that.
Jarrell Miller hasn't fought, right, since he swallowed GNC?
Yeah.
The whole score.
Oh, Joe.
He hasn't, right?
Yeah,
No,
he
he
hasn't.
hasn't.
He hasn't fought since then, no.
All right, I didn't know. What's the biggest upset in a fight you saw coming?
That I saw coming.
Yeah.
Well, you really never see an upset. You can only call it like afterwards, but literally Tyson Fury against Wilder.
Oh, okay.
All right. Yeah, that makes sense. Like the way it went down, maybe no one saw that coming.
Right.
Yeah, the onslaught.
So it was a moment like, I mean, the man called it. He said, "I'm going to walk you down and I'm going to win and knock you out." He did everything he said he was going to do.
Right. Yeah, that's a good one. What's one of the worst fight weeks you've ever been a part of?
Just before the pandemic shut everything down. That was a horrible fight week. We were supposed to box at Madison Square Garden, and then at Madison Square Garden on St. Patrick's Day. All the events were shut down, and that was the end of it. It was horrible because I had 4 guys participating on the cards.
Oh, shit.
Who were the 4 guys? Berlanga?
Pablo, Fergal, and what was that last kid that was fighting?
Josue Vargas was on it as well.
And Josue Vargas, yeah.
What do you have, an assistant in the basement with you?
Yes, I have to.
So you have, like, when you forget things, there's just a
That's what I'm here for, Jolene.
guy that just is going to comment?
Yeah, just in case.
I'm his personal
Big
assistant.
time, man.
Wow, holy shit.
Don't hate, appreciate.
I'm not hating.
I think I know your answer to this one, but what's one of the worst decisions in a fight that you've been a part of?
Derevyanchenko and Triple G.
Know it. But those fucking.
Stop crying.
Stop crying. Stop crying.
God, you're
We
biased.
won that fight. We should have got the decision. That was a shim sham fliggity jiggity.
That was a good fight.
Come on.
Yes, it was.
What
Even Triple G knew he lost.
If you could pick one fighter to replace Donald Trump as president, what would it be?
And okay, now I'm gonna ask you to clarify this in the sense of someone similar to him or someone totally opposite.
To replace him. Somebody to replace him.
To replace him. You remember that guy that I think his name was Canvas Face Cambridge? He was 0-99 all by knockout. He needs to replace Trump.
I like that. He keeps getting back up.
President.
What did your assistant say? Does he have an opinion?
Andre Ward would be a good president.
He said Andre Ward would be a good president.
I fuck with Ward, man. I like Ward.
Oh, listen, the Ward is a nephew. I love him to death. His integrity is second to none. I mean, I used to call him a old man in a young man's body because when he was in the amateurs, when guys used to cut up and do things that they shouldn't, here comes Andre saying, you shouldn't be doing that. I said, this boy right here.
So it must be the name.
Award?
No, Andre.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. That helped.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you,
See, I think Adrian Broner would be a good president.
I'm not mad at that. Fuck it.
Listen, we'd have a whole lot of strip clubs getting carte blanche.
How about one of the most underrated fighters you ever worked with?
Louis Collazo.
Oh shit, that's a good one. What's he doing? He's still fighting, right?
I don't know. I mean, he lost his last fight. I don't know if he's going to retire or not, but I'm waiting to hear the word on that one.
Nice. That's a good one. I like him. What's one fight that you were part of that made you more nervous than the rest?
You know what, Joe? Like, really, I'm not nervous at fights. I'm really not. I've traveled through them, and it's a step-by-step, round-by-round process. So, I mean, fights don't make me nervous because we have to fight anyway. They really don't.
All right, good shit. What's one of the more difficult fighters you've ever worked with?
The one and only prima donna, Daniel Jacobs.
Oh, thought we were going Curtis on that. All right.
No, you know what? Let me tell you. Even though Curtis
Leave Curtis alone.
Curtis can be difficult. If I ask my nephew to do something, he does it. So
And
it's
you
all
can
right.
be difficult too.
And so can you.
Can I add one in?
No.
Terriano Johnson.
No, he's not difficult. There's a difference. No.
He is.
No,
No.
no.
He makes
No, you
life
don't want.
hell.
Oh, so what? Tell us the secrets about Johnson.
Terriano.
Well, Terriano Johnson, well, he has a touch of prima donnaism in him. But unlike the other ones, if I tell him, Terriano, shut the you know what up, he shuts up.
Were you training Terriano when he fought Derevchenko?
No, I was training Sergey.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Terriano's
And that's
been around
why-
a minute.
No, that's why actually Toriano came to join the team. He said, if I can't beat him, I got to join him.
No shit. Good for
Yeah.
him. What's one of the we did that? One of the easiest fighters you've ever worked with?
One of the easiest.
Evan,
It has to be Chris Algieri. Has to be Chris Algieri.
Yeah, he's a pro.
I believe that.
He's a consummate professional. But I mean, let me just tell you, Joe. It's most of the Ukrainian guys. Sergey, I would have to put Sergey and Chris and Ivan like on the same wavelength, on the same plateau. Just easy to work with, no issues.
And
If you ask
Curtis
them to
should
do
be
it-
in there too.
What's that?
Curtis should be in there too.
Jolene, cut it out already.
I love Curtis, man. Curtis is a G. He's always been good to me.
Hey, Joe, that's her baby. So if you say something wrong, but look out, that's why I'm not even going that way.
Oh shit. All right.
I have a question that we ask on every podcast.
Yes.
If you could slap, punch, trip, or lock somebody in a room in the industry, who is that person?
Joe DeGuardia.
Oh.
Oh.
And what would you do?
I like it.
Slap, punch, trip, or lock in a room?
I'd lock him in the room.
Oh, you're being nice.
Yeah, I'd lock him in the room.
He's that bad, huh?
Well, when it comes to him being a person, we're good. When it comes to him being a promoter, we have issues.
Business.
I could see
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
All right. I think we're gonna wrap up on this last one. What if you could change one thing about the sport, what would it be?
I'd like the sport to be fair to the athletes that are the driving force of the sport. Let the boxing business has to be fair all around, but it's not. It's not fair to these kids who get in the ring and risk their lives, and it's tough. We don't risk our lives. Only the kids that get in the ring and take punches do. So it should be omni-fair for them. Omni.
When do you see boxing coming back?
When the vaccine is created.
What are you Governor Cuomo?
I might be at this point because without that, you have to understand that this pandemic a lot of people are not going to change. They're going to be fearful until the last breath they take. That's where we at right now. I mean,
And you got a lot of dirt bags that still are not washing their hands.
exactly. There's a whole and you know I have OCD, right? You
I
know
know.
that, Jay.
Mhm.
So yes, I'm upset about that. Wash your goddamn hands.
All right, cool, man. That is fucking it. We appreciate you.
Thank you, Andre.
Anytime, anytime. Thank you so much for having me on your show, and I wish you the greatest success and that it grows to be a major #1 show for everyone looking for that good and that important and that honest boxing news.
Thank you. And thank you, Andre's assistant in the basement.
Thank you, Jolene. I've not seen you since Texas last year when I was annoying you when I was
Oh,
drunk.
that's who you are. You get a little crazy when you drink too, huh?
I'm like that sober, to be fair,
You're
Jolene.
sober. Okay, good. All right. Thank
God
you.
bless.
Thanks,
You're
bud.
welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Talk to you later.